In a recent poll of 745 randomly selected adults, 588 said it is morally wrong to not report all income on tax returns. Use a 0.01 significance level to test the claim that 70% of adults say that it is morally wrong to not report all income on tax returns. Identify the null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, test statistic, p-value, conclusion about the null hypothesis, and final conclusion that addresses the original claim. Use the p-value method. Use normal distribution as an approximation of the binomial. Okay, so we are going to not do this by hand at all. We're going to use this with StatCrunch and with the TI. So let's begin. So let's identify the correct null and alternative hypothesis. So remember, the null is always equals. So here it says that 70% of adults say it's morally wrong. So we are going to say p equals 0.7. And we don't really have a direction on this, right? We don't have a sense. Now, remember that when we're doing this, when we're setting this null alternative hypothesis, we do this before we actually take the poll. So keep that in mind. So this 745 and 588, that will not enter into the null and alternative hypothesis. So p equals 0.7. So we can eliminate A, we can eliminate F, and we can eliminate E. Also, one other thing to note is this value on the null and this value on the alternative are always the exact same value. So since we don't have a direction, we're going to say it is this non-directional one, then not equal to D. And let's check our answer. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and give the test statistic, and I'm going to go ahead and go to StatCrunch, pressing question help and selecting StatCrunch. Okay, so I'm going to go to stat. This is a proportion, and we have one sample, and we have summary. Okay, number of successes, we said it says 588 said, so 588 is a number of successes out of a total of 745. Oop. Our hypothesis test, so this was 0.7, and then this is not equal to 0.7, and then press compute. And here is our test statistic right here, 5.32. See how many places they say it around to? 2 places, so 5.32. Okay, now it wants the p-value. Let's go back. And it just says less than 0.0001. So let's try that. All right. And then it says identify the conclusion about the null hypothesis and the final conclusion that addresses the original claim. Okay, so let's go ahead and, if the p is low, we reject HO. So we're going to reject HO. There is evidence to warrant rejection of the claim that 70% of adults say it is morally wrong not to report all income tax returns. So if we look at the actual percentage, it was actually about 79%. All right, so really closer to 80% of our sample said that. So on the TI-84 calculator, very similar. We're going to press Stat, scroll over to Test. This is a 1PropZ-Test, number 5. We have 0.7 for the p sub naught. And we have 588. For x and n is 745. It's not equal to, and we'll go ahead and calculate. And we have z-score 5.32. The p-value is essentially 0. So I'm hoping that my math lab would have given you credit if you had put in 0 here, because this is actually 6 zeros and a 1, right? Because this is times 10 to the negative 7. Remember that with p-values. And again, there's our p-hat about 0.79. So I hope that helps.